What's going on, everyone? The Draft Nerd here. If you are new to the channel, I make NBA draft / college basketball content. So if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, we're going to be talking about Purdue because it's so easy to give Zach Edey all the praise, which Zach Edey is a National Player of the Year candidate. Like, he is dominating this year early. However, there's so much that the team is doing overall that really helps Zach Edey become the player that he is, and also just help this team be so good. Coach Matt Painter is just doing an excellent job with this team, and I just want to talk about it. So like I said, it's so easy to talk about Zach Edey just because of the fact that he's 7'4". He actually looks like he has decent post moves. He's not a bad player though. I really feel like, if anything, he's just kind of slow at that height. It is what it is, and the NBA is just trending in a different direction than what he can provide. But really, I feel like he can maybe one day become a guy that the NBA kind of really looks at, and maybe if he can develop his skills a little bit, he might have a chance. He's not one of those guys who are just going to be only good in college. I think he can really provide something in the NBA level with the right tinkering and things like that. But like I said, it's so easy to just look at him and be like, that's why Purdue's good. But Purdue is good for so many other reasons. So one thing on offense, the offensive sets are just insane. The way Coach Matt Painter has them moving, like everybody's moving off ball, and teams really can't handle that. Like Gonzaga really struggled with just a lot of the things that Purdue were doing on offense. They had people moving, in every kind of way. Also have Zach Edey blocking out defenders in the low post, and he's able to get an offensive rebound and kick it out. And then you have guys like Braden Smith, who's an excellent guard for this team, and then you pair him with Fletcher Loyer. One thing about this team is, like, along with their guard play, along with Zach Edey, along with guys like Ethan Morton, along with guys like Caleb First, along with guys like Mason Gillis, the real thing I really like about this team is just how poised they are, and their type of poise really reminds me of Gonzaga, however you want to say it. It really reminds me of them before they started getting like the super highly recruited guys, before they started getting the Jalen Suggs or the Chet Holmgrens. It reminded me of them in years past, and I think that is the true reason why they're so good. This team on defense, they don't have the most athletic guys in the league or in the conference or whatever, in the nation. They don't have that. They don't have a bunch of athletes on the team, but they have guys who are going to play their game. They're going to stick to what they're good at. They're going to play their role. Everyone, you can tell that Coach Painter has everyone bought into what he's trying to do, and then of course it makes it easier to buy into a coach when there are results, and there are results. Like I said, this team beat Duke by 20. They beat Gonzaga by 20. Granted, it was on they were both like neutral settings, but you still beat Duke by 20. You still beat Gonzaga by 20. I think that the way this team is just able to handle themselves on the court is just insane. And then, like I said, you do have to look at Zach Edey though, because he helps them just on the board so much. He helps them in the post so much. There's times where teams don't even want to go into the post, and Zach Edey can block shots, but it's not like he's this elite rim protector. But he has people afraid to go into the paint, and I would too. And it makes them, take a lot of threes and make them try to force the ball in the paint if they do, and then it usually turns into a turnover. Just this team is they're just so bought into the system that it just looks so good when you watch them play. They get the rebound. The offense starts on the other side of the court. Before they even bring the ball up half court, you already see guys sprinting down the sides and kind of already looping and cutting up and just setting off balls before like someone like Braden Smith or Fletcher Loyer is even up the court. So it's just, the way they just play basketball is just so great to watch, and they can hurt you in so many different ways. Like Fletcher Loyer and Braden Smith, there aren't the tallest guys. Not like these 6'5" guards. They're like 6'2", 6'3", maybe 6'4". And the way they're able to attack the basket and kind of get their own shot with Zach Edey in there, it's not like Zach Edey's in the corner or something like that. They're still able to penetrate the basket and finish at the rim, despite having their big man down there. 'Cause I know a lot of teams and a lot of guards, having that big man in there really affects the guard play. But no, they do a really good job, and they run pick and roll, but they don't rely on it. And it would be so easy to rely on pick and roll with this kind of like setup. You have a small guard, and then you have the big old center. Like, it's so easy to just, okay, we're just going to abuse the pick and roll. No, they have them post up. They have them where they kind of just throw it over the top and he catches almost like a wide receiver catch, and then just go ahead and do his thing. There's so many other ways they include him offensively. And then of course just the putbacks, and just no one can really stop him. This team is just, they can hurt you in so many ways. And on defense, it's not like they're just some elite staggering defense. They literally just play their role. They make their switches. It's not like insane. They're not doing no crazy switches where Zach Edey ends up on a guard or something. But they do basic switches. But they stay there. They don't do too much ball watching. They don't do anything like that. And it's not like they're pressuring you and making you have turnovers. And back to their poise, just one major thing I want to talk about is how, like, in the game versus Duke, they had like 5 turnovers in 5 minutes, and Duke was kind of taking the lead. And you were like, oh, I see where this is going. It's Duke, at the end of the day. But no, these guys stayed in there, and these guys played their ball, and they were just able to throw Duke out of the loop. You can't rush their offense. You can't rush how they play. They're going to play their game, and that's thankful for the guard. That's thankful for the guard play, And then they have, I wouldn't say elite shooters, but no one on this team that gets significant minutes or takes significant shots even shoots poorly. Like, everybody can hit their threes. Everybody can hit their shots, no matter if it's in the mid-range, no matter if it's on the corner, no matter if it's at the top of the three-point line. These guys can just ball, and that is just something great to watch. And it's like one of those things where it's like watching the Spurs, and I'm not comparing, it's comparing apples to oranges essentially. But what I'm saying is, like, as an enjoyer of basketball, is just watching these guys just play. They're not doing anything too flashy. They're not doing anything too special. They're not even doing anything too unheard of. It's just their execution is just top tier. Anyway, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what team I should do next, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.